Grid lines are datums that are used as references or guidelines for a building model. Creating a framework of grid lines early in the project can help you as you develop your model. To place a grid line, on the Architecture tab, click Grid. On the Draw panel, select the placement type. Grid lines can be straight segments or arc segments. The multi-segment tool lets you place a grid made up of more than one segment, such as a grid line with a small jog in it. In this example, we will place grid lines by clicking each end of a line segment. When you add grid lines to a project, Revit automatically numbers each line. Select or clear the checkbox at the end of either end of the grid line to show or hide the grid bubble. Use the controls at either end to adjust the length of the grid line. Click the small break symbol on a grid line to add an elbow to a grid line if needed for readability of grid lines placed close together. You can change the grid line notation as you place grid lines. For example, change the first grid line number to a letter, and all subsequent grid lines use the same naming pattern. In the type parameters of a grid line, define the center segment of the grid line. This allows you to create multiple grid types for different conditions in your model. In this example, some of the grid lines have the center segment set to none. Use grid lines in Revit to establish a framework for your building models.